Hello. Let's go ahead and put my costume on. That's looking good. Hello, everyone. All right. It's that time again. Get comfy here. I can't sit like a normal person. I have to sit like a contortionist. Hey, Mickey. Short. Oh, you have another winter? Oof. Ooh. No, it's gotten hot here. Yes, Kathy. After each live, it uploads automatically, so you can always go back through. I hope to this week get everything back up on the class list, so you're able to go there and click on the links to rewatch. But yes, they're always rewatchable. Excuse me. Hope everyone's doing well today. Obviously, I haven't talked much, so yeah, Christina, it is warm today. Up here in the Panhandle, where I say it's warm and I haven't been out much, but the times I did walk out, I'm like, oh, look. Well, it's that time again. It's time for Facebook Live Sunday here at the Beehive. And yeah, we're back on track. We're going to do something kind of fun and cute today. It's a great little, there was a word I had it in my head to use earlier. It's great little practice playing with IQ Designer, uh, playing with fills and bringing in a clip art. I know I do that a lot, but I think that seeing that done in different ways really, even if you just go through the motions of it, you don't have to stitch it out if you don't like it, but even going through the motions of it's going to make everything stick better. And especially if you're new to the group. Let's see. Oh yeah. So yeah, Jason's doing great. Thank you. I keep seeing your little messages there. He's doing great. Hanging on there. There are, slight side effects. But that's to be expected. We have our heat wave here at 28 degrees. We we have we have 1 week down in the treatment and 5 weeks and no, what yeah, it's 6 weeks and one more week to go. And so we'll see how that's doing. But he's at work. He's doing great, but again, there's going to be side effects of, tiredness and maybe a little nausea. So, but otherwise he's doing good. So I'm thankful for that. Yeah, Dolores, it's probably about in the 70s here too. It's, I prefer it not to be hot, but yeah, got everybody joining on. So if you are new to the group or this is your first time watching a live, welcome. What we like to do here is learn. That's my main goal. I am an educator by heart and I love teaching new things, especially on your sewing machine. Now, I do work on the Baby Lock sewing machines that have this very special program inside of them called IQ Designer. So if you have a brother with my design center, this will definitely work. But you may be able to use software, embroidery software to do some of this. So hang on, watch along. You're going to learn something. It's a lot of fun. That's what we love to do. Also, pretty much everything I do here on the machine, you're going to be able to do in Palette 11 software. Definitely Palette 11 because it has all the fills, it has all the kind of the same functions going on to a point. Excuse me. So, yes. Thanks, Mickey. Yeah, me too. Whew, it's been weird. It's weird when it's the only thing on your mind, but it's starting to ease out now. So it's been great getting back on here with you guys because that helps. That's big help for me because I see sewing as a stress reducer, and I see it as really can help with your mental health, especially like I have generalized anxiety disorder. So what that means is my anxiety is heightened to the brim. And for mental health, when I really got to a crazy point with that, the sewing really helped me. It helped calm me down. It helped me feel better and kind of turned into this. So it's been great. All right. So looks like we're doing pretty good here. So let's talk about what we're going to do today. Well, I've seen, and I'm going to say this, I've seen this out there, but I wanted to show you guys how to do it. And when I see a picture of something done, I never really go and figure out how that other, educator, or I shouldn't even say educator, but designer, that's a good word to use, did it. I like to figure it out on my own. And especially when I'm doing it in the machine. A lot of designs are designed on digitizing software, right? But if we have these special programs in our machines that we can do this with, I like to try to figure out how we can do it. And it may seem pretty simple and plain, but I think I have a cute idea for it if I finish it because I'm the queen of UFOs. But I thought this was really cute. So we were basically taking, and I uploaded a photo not too long ago, maybe 30 minutes ago or something to the group on the shape that we're going to use. And it's a quilt block shape. And you can take your quilt block shape and turn it into stitches. So it's like a fast way of making a quilt block, right? Okay. Even Jason was like, yeah, that's cool because you don't have to cut any fabric. Aha. I've trained him well. Yeah, so the lighting's not hitting it very well. I'll show you underneath the camera. But basically what I did, just like we have done before with clip art, we brought it in and I have placed different fills in each section. And it's kind of cute. I mean, I'm going to make a little wall hanging. I wanted small blocks. These are close to 6 inches, not quite, but very close. And I'm going to do different ones. And so I want to show you how I looked it up on Google. And then I used the IQ app to download it over to or transfer it over to my machine. And again, I had a great question earlier before we came on when I put up the picture. The question was, should I print this out and scan it? Because of course you can do that. Yeah, that's a great idea. You can print out the picture and you can use your scan mat, which let me see if mine's, yeah, it's accessible. I mean, it's a great tool to use, just like this right here. You can take it. I don't have these in the right spot, but you can take your picture and scan it in to use an IQ designer, or since the Solaris 2 had that great upgrade, oh, don't want to knock stuff over one, had that great upgrade where we can use the IQ app that, not the monitoring app, the other IQ app, where you can send things over to your Altair Meridian. Now you can send them over to your Solaris 2. And that's really helpful. So that's how I do it, because I can save a picture on my phone and I can open up my app and just choose that picture from my phone and shoot it over. Now I've done videos on that before, so you can always go back to the video list to get the full explanation on how to do that. But today, this is how I did this little block. And I'm a little still getting my words through. Hey, Pam. Thank you. I'm glad y'all like it. I think it'll be cute. What I want to do is make a bunch of the blocks, and I want to do what's called Jenny joining. So I don't know if you know what Jenny joining is. It's kind of a term, I guess, made by Jenny Haskins. And if you're not sure who Jenny Haskins is she was did a lot of embroidery design. She had her own thread at one time. She worked with R&K. And basically what you do is you take two pieces of fabric and you join them up just like this right here. And it's best to do with quilt blocks like that, maybe have some batting or something like that behind it. And you put them together like this. And down that seam, use a decorative stitch to connect them together. And we did a lot of that with our projects when I was with Designs by Hope Yoder. And I absolutely love the way it looks. It looks really cool. So I'm thinking about making just maybe like a little 4-patch or maybe a 6-patch or something, like little, wall hanging and Jenny joining them all together. Thought that would be kind of cute. And let me show you my fabric inspiration for the colors. Love Cave. I am a big Cave fabric fan. I don't buy it often because it scares me, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to cut it up. But one of my favorite flowers is a pansy. And we have beautiful pansies here. And this was a gorgeous piece of fabric I had to have. And it was a Cave facet fabric. And the colors are just me. It's like I literally threw up color onto a piece of fabric and it was just made for me. So these were the colors I'm going to work with, and that's the fabric that I'll use as a border. Let's see. I'm just making sure there's no questions before we move on, especially about the, thank you, Diane. I love you too. Okay, cool. So this is going to be kind of a quick and easy little tutorial to show you guys. I'm not going to stitch anything out because, that it takes about, for this block, it took about 35 minutes, and that's a long stitch out. Yeah, Cindy, that's how you feel about Tula. I love Tula too. I just recently bought the new jelly roll, and it's been sitting over there just waiting for something to happen to it. I like Tula too. Yeah, I like the colors. But yeah, let me see. This one's been around for a while, so I don't know if I don't have much of a salvage left on it. But Hey Facet, look for the pansies and you'll find it. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Okay. So, well, let me show you what I did. Okay. So first, I'm just going to show you how easy it is just to find a clip art. Now, ideally, I would be doing this on my phone or on my tablet that has the IQ app where I can send it over. But let me show you how easy it is to find clip art designs. So easy. So here we go. Got to do my share screen here. All right. So here I am. I'm at the Google. That's my favorite search engine. I'm not sure. You may use Yahoo or something like that. It's going to be pretty much the same. This is just my favorite one. And in the search engine bar, all I type in is quilt block clip. Oops. Excuse me. Can't spell clip art. Look, it's got it for me. Clip art black and white. If you put black and white after whatever you're searching for using it in IQ Designer, it gets rid of a lot of stuff. Okay, it makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to just click on that, and you can see some things already pop up. And I go to images. I don't even scroll through the regular, page. I just immediately click on images. And you can even go up to these sub tabs up here, like geometric, quilt coloring, whatever you want. Even this like SVG. SVG basically is a cutting file. I mean, it's used for other things, but in the craft world, we use it more for as a cutting file for your digital cutters. Um, but what I try to stay away from are the ones with all these dark colors in here because it's easier to manipulate just the line drawings, just like this one right here. And then you just scroll down and find what you want. I mean, here's a traditional, I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, there's one that's traditional. Like this one I wouldn't download right here where you can see my mouse is fluttering. Oh, that picture is so cute. Let's see, like this one would be a fun one. Look how cool that is. There's tons of room in there to put lots of fills in. New York Beauty-esque ones there. I mean, you can even label it. You can type in New York Beauty quilt block, black and white clip art, you know. This one over here is really pretty. And so there's tons of them out there. Oh, I like that one too. I like that, but that's a lot of work. I'm pretty basic. I don't want one that's going to be just like so overwhelming because if you use a lot of decorative fills in one block and don't have any space, I don't know how to explain it. It might just look like there's just so much for your eye to look at. So like to me personally, I probably wouldn't use this one because I would think there was a lot going on unless you left some spaces open. But the one I ended up choosing is right down here. If you can see where my mouse is, right down here, that's the one that I ended up choosing to start with. I saved some other ones, some really cute ones that I'll probably work with, but this one seemed easy enough for class today. And normally what I do is I just click once, one left click. And again, we're pretending I'm on my phone. And then you can, depending on your phone, you can press and hold and save it to your phone. Or if you're going to save it to your computer and maybe put it on a USB stick to bring it over to your machine or print it out, all you really have to do is right click and save image as, and it's going to put it somewhere for you. Mine goes directly to my pictures, which is perfect. And now I know it's there for when I want to use it on my machine. Now from here, I can't wirelessly send it over, but again, you can print it out and use your scan mat, or you can save it to a USB stick and bring it in to your machine via USB stick. It's really easy. There's so many different methods on how you can get these over. Let me see if I can find the other one I found that I thought was really cute. Now I am using the clip art, you know, at my discretion. You know, you want to kind of be like, that would be super cute. You want to be careful if it has any like copywriting or anything like that. But here's the thing, I'm not going to make anything to sell it. So if you're going to make something to sell, I would be really kind of careful. Like Jenny Buyer, here's one. This is a Jenny Buyer one. Just take a minute, see it right here. It says images may be subject to copyright. So if you're going to sell this, try to stay away from those just because it's just out of respect for the designer. Otherwise, I just kind of find ones that maybe, you know, are pretty generic. I'm trying to look for this little cute flower one I found earlier. I may not be able to find it. It may take a while to find it. It was really cute. So yeah, that's all you have to really do is go in there and find what you want and save it and bring it in. Oh, this one's neat. I like that. That's more, that looks like Art Deco, and I love Art Deco looking stuff. I think it's really cool. Okay, so that's all you have to do in order to basically save a clip art, find a clip art, really easy. So let's see what I did with this clip art. Ready? I am. Okay, I'm going to switch over to the camera and we're going to learn how easy this is. It's so easy. Oh my God. Can't even tell you how easy this was. Okay, so here and here. All right. Oh, let me turn this backlight off so we don't get a glare over here. Sometimes it has a glare, sometimes it doesn't. It's really weird. That's better. Now we need to bring it in focus. There we go. And let's tilt it up just a little bit. I think my camera may be losing its, tiltiness. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you can see that pretty good right there. So I just picked out the colors that went along with my fabric and I used them. Now, what I want you to notice though, and you can do yours any way you want. You are the queen or king of your machine. You're the boss. You can do whatever you want here. But the fills I chose, even though I have tons of different sections, I could put a different fill in each section. But I decided on these two end ones here to use the same fill, but different colors. And I did the same thing here, the same fill on these two, or four ends, excuse me, I think it's two, I meant four ends. I used the same fill, but different colors. And then around here, I used one color, and right here, I used one color. Now, this would be really cool with variegated threads. Don't you think? That would be really, really pretty. So let's see how we did it. You're going to be like, Anna, this is the easiest thing ever. Okay. Make sure there's no questions before we go on. Hey, Laura and Norma and Renee. All right. Okay, cool. Now, again, I love to use my mouse when I'm designing. So again, I have a wired mouse. I got it from the Big A, which is Amazon. And for like $7, it's Amazon Basic. It works great. Okay. So the first thing that we need to do is when your machine is on, if you're going to use the method of wirelessly transferring it, make sure that your Wi-Fi is highlighted blue. It has to be on. And then all you're going to do, and hopefully you can see that okay, is with my IQ positioning app, it is the little app that is black. The first thing it will do is connect to your machine. Since I used it earlier, it connected to my machine already. However, all we want to do is down here at this bottom button right here is we want to select the image for creating design. So I'm going to click that and I'll select which one I want. There we go. Now these were all in my pictures. And all I have to do is hit send to the machine and it's done. So it's that easy once you get comfortable using the IQ positioning app. It's very, very easy. So I'm doing everything in IQ Designer. I'm just going to click on IQ Designer today. And now I've got to go find that design. Where did it end up? Well, you may automatically think that it goes into your saved pocket, but it doesn't. Where you're going to find it is no matter which machine you're on, you're going to look for your little leaf. Or if you're on a Destiny, you're going to see the little boxes. I believe they're up here. And you're going to click on line. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. The Destiny, excuse me, let me go back on that. The Destiny is not wireless. But you would select online design before you scanned your image on the Destiny. But what we want to look for is our little leaf up here. So I'm going to tap on that. And again, it may be in a different location, depending on what machine you have. And mine pops up here. And what I'm going to select first is I don't want to select image scan or illustration design. What I want to select is line design. And now it's going to tell me, this is where if I put the photo or the printout of that shape on my scanning board or scanning mat, then I would select the word scan here and it would take a picture of it. But we're going to use the Wi-Fi right here. Now, if you saved it to a USB stick, you would take your USB, put it in here and select USB. But mine's in the Wi-Fi, so I'm going to tap on that. And the last thing you sent is always up at the top. So I'm going to tap on that and there it is right there. Now, all I have to do is hit set. And there it is. It's right there. And let's see if I pull this away. Is it going to let me? Nah, probably not. Okay. Hopefully hopefully this is the right one. You can see it says 2.25. We're going to make it bigger in just a second. But I'm just going to go ahead and say okay. And what this does, oh, look, it cut those off right there, right there. So what I'm going to do is I found a better one. I don't know if I can pull this away. Maybe I should upload the better one to the, let's do that. Hold on one second. What I'm going to do is to the group, I'm going to upload the other one to the group so you can really follow along. So you may have to jump out of the, let's use this one. You may have to jump out of the live and re-download it if you want to try this. Better, it's going to say better version of clip art is what that's going to say. So just so you go see, I'm posting the new one and it should be right there. And there's going to be some words on the side, but this is a good exercise for you guys. Okay, so we're going to do this one. All right, let me go find that one. I already have it saved in here. I just got to find it real quick. Nope. Oh, I found that pretty one. There it is right there. And I'm going to hit set there. So here's the thing with this one. There is a black outline around it and some words. So what I'm going to do is try to get as close as possible of cropping those out. This outer black outline. If you don't do it, it's okay. You can erase it all. And I'm just going to get rid of some of it so the erasing doesn't take so long. Okay, so I just kind of cropped it in a little bit and I'm going to just say, okay, that's better because I can come in here and erase all the stuff that I don't want. Excuse me, I'm going to hit set now. And then what I like to do is you have these background lighteners and darkeners. That means if I use the darker, it's going to show up for the background more. I want to turn it all the way down, which means all I see is my line art. Now, when you bring this one in, I was a little concerned about this one because everything seems wobbly, but it actually stitches out pretty good. I didn't want to take the time to straighten out each line. It's a lot of work. So if you're worried about that and you don't go in and replace lines and all that, stitch it out on something before you stitch it, or at least stitch out this line right here. You don't have to stitch out all the fills. Stitch it out and see how it looks when it's stitched out first. Okay, so I just zoomed in here. And I just zoomed out. I'm going to zoom back in because what I want to do is move this over and get rid of this outside. Let me click off so you can see it. Oh, no, okay. Outside line and it's a little bit of writing right here. I'm going to zoom in pretty close so I can see really good. And I'm just going to take my eraser. I love the square eraser. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And I'm just going to come in and erase anything that I'm not going to use. And I'm going to do this on both sides. So if you have anything extra, you can go in there and erase. So now I'm going to move over here and erase that line. I don't want it to stitch out. And ta-da, I'm done. So now I'm going to get this back in the center, but I'm going to zoom in so I can see it really well. Now, here's the first thing that's going to be super duper easy. Oh, you're welcome, Norma. Just making sure. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this part's super easy. Now, the very first thing that I'm going to do is save it to memory. Okay, so wherever you may have a pocket that looks like this that has an arrow coming inside of it or the word memory. So I'm going to save it before I do anything so that way I don't lose anything. Now, the other thing is getting it, I'm going to back out because we want to get it to the size that you want. And you're just going to use your selection tool if you have already clicked off of it. you just grab your little box here, and we're going to draw a box around it, and then go to size. And I can make it whatever size I want. And I'm just going to leave it for this instance right now, but you can go, make it 6 by 6 or 8 by 8 or as big as your largest hoop. You can do whatever you want. Okay. So I'm just going to zoom back in, and there we go. But you always want to do your size first. It just makes life a little bit easier. So the very first thing that I'm going to do after I save it is I'm going to turn these outlines into no-sew lines. And if you've never used no-sew lines, basically what it is you can still use the area, but when you take this over to the next screen, these lines disappear, and it just gives you boundaries. So I'm going to go to my first grouping of 4 icons, which is your line properties. And I like to use the little piece of paper. And I'm going to select this key right here. This is your this is your no-sew line. So I'm going to tap that and then select OK, and then turn my bucket on. Remember, that's really important. And we're going to tap. Now, all these lines are connected. So no matter where I tap, everything's going to turn into a no-sew line. Now, you will be able to know that you have changed everything by the knock knock noise. I don't know if you can hear it very well here. I don't have my machine turned up very well. So everything is turned. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is super easy. I get to go play with my fills now. Okay. So let's go to our second grouping of icons, which is your fill properties. And I'm going to come to this little piece of paper here. And now I have everything I could ever want in a fill in this property box. I can do stipple. I can click on this little icon with the little bubbles, and this little section right here will pop up, and I hit select, and here are my fills. Now it depends on how many fills or what machine you have will define define how many fills you have. With the Solaris 2, we have 42. And I can't remember the rest right now. I used to know it all, but I don't remember. So I'm going to start with the center block. And we have these really cool like motif ones right here that have a really good center spot, or I don't know, something that's really centered. Now it's up to you what you use, but I'm going to tap on this guy first and say okay. And I want things to be different colors. I don't want them all to stitch out in the same color. So I'm just going to start with a green and say okay. And then what I'm going to do is make sure I turn on my bucket. And I'm going to tap in that center area. Now it's gotten really faint for you on the screen, but I can still see my outline. So I'm going to take my finger and tap. Now what I want to do is I have 4 corners that I want to place something in. So this is how I did this one's normal. I'm going to go select another another fill. And what I chose earlier were these right here. They looked really cute stitched out. And I'm going to select another color. And right here, I'm making sure my bucket is on, and I'm going to tap in on those. Now we have this diagonal. So these, can y'all see that okay? So these right here are next, and these are broken up. So I'm able to I could do all colors right here. But I broke it up into 2 colors per side. And that was really easy. It's the same stitch or the same fill. So which ones? Oh, I used the little cross hatchy ones. Let me grab those are down here. They're really cute. These little diamond-esque ones. And I'm going to select another color, but I'm only going to go into every other one. So I'm going to go here, 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 and here. Then I'm just going to go back and change the color. So it'll stop and not stitch out all in the same color. So I'll maybe choose this yellow. My bucket's still on. boom, 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 boom. Perfect. And the outside is the same way. Again, you can do different fills, you can do different colors, but I'm just showing you how I did it. I used these beautiful roses right here, but in 2 colors. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to come to here and find my little roses. Here they are. I'm going to select OK, and I'm going to select a different color. I'll just, let me get a brighter color. There we go. And making sure my bucket is still on, I'm going to just tap half of that triangle, and then last one. And remember, it doesn't matter what color you use because you have the ability to put any color you want on your machine, but these are just stops. And the last one, I'll do a purple, but it's the same flower. And there we go. That looks absolutely atrocious. But again, I'm just using them for these colors as breaks. So really, it ends up only being 6 colors, believe it or not, in this block. It looks like a ton, but you only use 6 colors. So I'm happy with my choices. Now, all I have to do now is select the word next. And if you are on a Solaris or Solaris 2, you're going to be able to see everything real time, meaning that it's going to show you what the stitch out looks like. If you're on the Altair Meridian, you have to hit preview OK in order to see this and then return to adjust it. So what's happening now is it brings it in, all the fills in at 100%. And to me, that looks really bad. So I want to shrink everything down to where I'm happy with. So if we look at the flowers here and you look at the flower here, that's humongous. I want to make sure that I shrink that down till I'm happy. Now, another cool thing within your edit screen of IQ Designer, you have this little chain button. Since we have 4 areas that are the same design and same color, I don't have to change these one at a time. I can select the chain and it'll grab all 4 of those orange roses. And what it'll do is say, hey, okay, now you can change them together. And I'm going to say, thanks, that's awesome. So I'm just going to go to my size percentage here, and I'm going to take it down to 50%. That seemed to work out beautifully. So I'm going to select OK. And you'll see here in a moment that all the orange ones get smaller. There we go. Actually, it grabbed the purple ones too, since probably they were the same. Yeah, it grabbed both of them. It grabbed the purple and the orange since they were the same fill. And if you did not want them to do that, what happens is you have to select them individually. But I'm okay with that. The next one is the inside one, I guess I'm going to call that, where I had my little triangles. I'm going to group those together and do the same thing. I'm going to bring them down to 50%. Let's see. Okay, looking good. Now the last one that I'm going to change is actually, when I go here, are the little pretty little, I don't know what those, what design that's actually called, but they're really pretty little things here. I'm going to group those 4 together and take the size down as well, 50%. Beautiful. Now, that very centerpiece, let's see if we can get to it. There we go. This green centerpiece right here, it actually looks really cool. I could go in there and make it a little bit smaller, but I'm loving the effect that it has right now at 100%. Of course, I can make it bigger, but also you can go in and change the direction of things as well with your other tools. But I think I'm just going to leave that. So right now, it just looks like a hot mess, right? It just looks like a bunch of fills thrown together. But we're going to make it look better. But here at this point, once I'm happy with it, I'm going to select the word set, OK, and there it is, right on your embroidery screen. Now, in order to put that outline on top of it, and when I mean outline, I mean this bluish outline to make it look like a quilt block, we're going to go back into IQ Designer. Now, what you don't want to do is hit the home button. Stay away from that. You want to select the add button down here. And wherever you see the words IQ Designer, just click on that. And now we need to recall that shape that we saved in the very beginning. Okay, so we're going to come up here to the pocket with the arrow heading outside. And you will see it at the top left. It's the very first one at the top left right here. You can see there's my original. Top left right here. I'm going to tap on that and say OK. And it'll bring it in. I'm just going to zoom in so you can see it really well. And now I'm going to give it a line property. It's up to you what lines you want to do. You can do a satin stitch. You could, if you want to give it some cuteness, you could do like a chain stitch or handle wicking or whatever you want. But I'm going to leave it on the satin. But I'm going to come here and change the color. So I'm going to go back to my line properties. I'm going to make sure that my satin stitch is selected. It is naturally or defaultedly selected. And I'm just going to give it a color here. Let's do dark purple. And I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to take and I'm going to make sure I select my bucket and I'm going to tap the design. Now, what you probably can't see is that it did turn purple. It's such a dark color, but I can tell it turned purple. That means it worked. And all I'm going to do next is select next. And then it'll show up as a satin stitch. But I wanted mine just to be a little bit thinner. I didn't want it to be so thick. So I just came here to my zigzag width and went down one to 0.060. The other thing I did is I came here to my density. And with your density, you can only go up 10% or come down 10%. So I went up to make it a little bit tighter to 110, or excuse me, 110% and said okay. And now at this point, I'm ready to go. All I have to do is select the word set, okay, and there we go. And embroidery, and now I'm ready to stitch out. But notice right here that all the purples are going to stitch out together, and then it'll come to all the oranges, all the pinks, all the yellows, blues, green, and then that very last stitch is right there. Now, what I'm putting it on, what I've been stitching it on, or I started, is I have a piece of cotton, which is just quilting cotton. And I'm not sure if you can see this very well, but I have it fused. One of my favorite things to use is a fusible fleece. Have it fused with fusible fleece and a no-show mesh just for some extra stabilization. And it stitched out beautifully. Looks great. So let's do another one. I want to show you all the little flower one I found that was really cute. So let me walk through that one. So I'm done with that. It's stitched out. I'm happy. I'm ready to make my next one. I'm going to say okay. And I'm going to go back to IQ Designer. Now, previously, I went through all the steps of sending it over wirelessly, the other design, and I'm going to come back up here to my little leaf, and I'm going to select Line Design. And then I'm going to select my Wi-Fi, but let me see if I can find it. It was really cute. Maybe it's this one. Nope. There it is. I'm going to hit Set, and I'm just going to go ahead and leave the size where it's at right now, but look how cute that is. See this little, it's like a flower. I absolutely love this. Now there's going to be some things I really feel like I need to erase here. So I'm going to hit Set, and I'm going to zoom in to 200% so I can see it really well. And I'm going to click off because I want to show you where I'm going to erase some lines here. I want to take these straight lines out that are just kind of, it just doesn't look good because there's not a box all the way around it. So I'm going to take these out and then bring another box and put in behind it. So I'm going to go through that process real quick. I'm going to grab my eraser. I'm going to zoom in and come over here, grab my eraser, and I'm going to erase where I don't want one. because let me get my hand out of the way. I've got something to do this with here. So I'm even going to come in here and erase some of these lines here, because I want them to look kind of freestanding. And just be very careful right there. And there's one right there. And you can zoom in really good to find wherever you want to erase. So I want to erase this here. So I just want my flowers to stand up on their own. So this part for you guys is probably like watching paint dry, so bear with me. There's this one that I would want to be gone here. So be very careful with it. And even, let's see, let me go all the way around. So first, and then I'm going to go into the middle ones. This one can go. And yeah, that looks good. So now I'm going to come in here and find the ones that I don't want, but I'm going to make my little guy smaller. I'm going to be very careful. Oh, I even needed to. Well, here, you know what? If I zoom in further, it might be easier. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. I messed up. Well, if you mess up, then you just use your back button. That's what it's for. So I think I'm going to have to bring it down smaller there. Or you can use it all the way down to 0 to 1, and you just go click on each little pixel, which takes forever, but it works great. All right, so let's move here. Let me zoom out so I know. So you can see where I'm erasing. I need to erase this line, this line, this line, this line, this line. Okay. Okay, I see where I need to erase. So I'm going to come in here. Ooh, and zoom back in. And make this bigger. Just by being very careful. And I would take your time, get every line that you, or every dot that you see. Now, mine's going to be a little bit jankier because I'm, taking my time. I'm not taking my time, excuse me. Not taking my time. And this is just for me to show you what to do here, what you feel like. Oh, that's a good idea. EQ blocks. Yes, that's a great idea. Bring your EQ blocks in here and play with them. That's a great idea. You'll get better results on the lines too, because when we bring a clip art in, we're at the mercy of the clip art, if you know what I mean. So some of the lines aren't going to be straight. I want to do here. Some of the lines aren't going to be straight. Some of them are, so again, you're kind of at the mercy there of, oops, I think I just erased something there and I think it's this one. I might just have one more here. Like I said, it's going to be kind of ugly, you're going to take your time. Okay, so let me zoom out and see if that's better. Yeah, I think that's about what I wanted. Can we get that centered, please? There we go. To me, this is what I want, because now I'm going to go in and do some fill work. And I'm just going to play. EQ is a quilt designing software. So you can go look it up. It's called EQ8, I think, right now. And EQ8 is you can design your own quilts in there. But the cool thing about it is you can design line designs. So you could do this, meaning what you could do is design this part, bring it in and fill it in. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm just going to go kind of quickly grab a bunch of different fills. Let's see. I'll do this little broken glass one. And here, and I'm just going to do these all the same. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? the best thing to do, or the first thing you should do, is save it. Okay, there we go. Now I can come in here with my fills. Okay, that one's going to be like broken glass. The next one, I'll do maybe let's do the braid here, the basket weave, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to come here and just do a little basket weave on this one, these petals. Again, all the petals could be the same, right? I mean, different, right? You can do whatever you want. This is your baby. Let's see. Let me grab what else. Since we're going kind of, I'm going to grab these. I'm going to go figure. Anna's grabbing the honeycombs, right? Okay, so we'll do the honeycombs. I keep tapping outside. Now, inside of the stems, I'm going to do an all satin stitch. And how do you do that? Well, once you go into your fill properties, there's this little icon right here that looks like just a bunch of little lines. That's all satin. So you just click on that, click your color. Oh, do you see what happened? Let me tell you why that happened. Because if I zoom in down here at the bottom, I'm probably going to have to fix that. So I'm going to come here and select my pencil here and zoom in really close and handle out to here. Okay, and draw a line right here to close the sky off. So I'm going to, I need to let go of that. I'm going to come here and just draw a line to close it off. That should work. So let's zoom out and see if that works. Oops, we need 200. Okay. If not, that means there's a line that is broken. If it fills up the background, there means that's a line that is broken. Let me see if this one is good. Nope. So I need to figure out where that line is broken. So I'm going to select my pencil again and zoom in really close and find out where that line is broken. So it's right here. I see it right there. And there's a little bitty dot that I need to fill in. There we go. And I don't see any other broken lines. All right. So we're going to go back to 200. Well, 100 and then 200. So it's centered. Go back here and boom, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come and get another fill and fill in the leaves. And I'll keep the same. So the leaves, I don't know what I'm going to choose. Maybe a leaf, maybe a leafy one. Nah, kind of boring. Well, maybe this one. Let's do this. And I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to tap inside. And now it doesn't look like much, but I'm going to go next now. And I'm going to change all the sizes, but I'm going to zoom in too so I can see. Remember, it's at all the sizes of the fills are at 100% right at the moment. So we need to, did you see what I forgot to do? Let's return. I forgot to go ahead and change my outline to a no sew. And remember, I did that a few minutes ago, so you can always go back and rewatch that part. And I'm going to make sure that all the lines are a no sew line now. And the reason why I'm doing that in 2 steps is so I can see really what's happening. I'd rather do it this way than just make everything all together. Now look how bad that is. So if I zoom in, my satin stitch looks great, but all my fills look ridiculous. That's because I need to group them. Well, you don't have to group them, but it works easier if you group the ones that are alike and change the size. So again, I'm going to make them about 50%. And it's only because this one's a small one. It's only about 4 inches. So you're going to be able to play with your different sizes and see what you like. That looks much, much better. Okay, I'm going to group the pink ones here. That looks atrocious. That's like a sad flower if I ever saw one. And I'm just going to go down to 50%. And remember, this one's supposed to look like broken glass. See how that looks. I mean, when it gets the outline on top of it, it may not look bad. But if I'm unhappy with that and you're in a Solaris, you can always go back up here and change the You can either go back to the original screen or you can choose this, the fills, and come here and let's select another one because yeah, that's ugly. It's okay. I can take it. Let's try this one right here. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, I need to change size and zoom back in so you guys can see what's happening. Okay, I think I'm going to go with that. So it's got these cool little shapes going on. Now the next one is the honeycombs. I need to make sure that I shrink them too, or else it's going to look bad. Okay, that's not so bad because once the outline gets around them, it's going to look a lot better. The last one are these two little leaves right here. I'm going to leave the satin as is. It should be fine. I could always come in and make it smaller, maybe more stem-like. Maybe I will do that. Okay, now I'm doing the two leaves here. That looks really bad. So I may go in here and change the fill. What could I do in that tiny, tiny area? What could I do in that tiny area? Let's try these. Let's try the mermaid scales and see what happens. I want to make sure I shrink them. And say, okay. I need to zoom in so I can see it well too. Oh, that's much better. Look how cute those are. That's much better. Now I am going to change the size of the zigzag. The density, I probably do want it to 110. Now this is underlay right here, so I'm not going to put any underlay, but I might, let's see here. I think I'm going to leave it as is. This should be fine. Now all I have to do now is select set, okay, and there is my inside fills. Now let's go add the, let's see. Now I'm going to add the outline. So I'm going to go to add, IQ, and then just go pull that back up. And that's going to be, because I saved it, it's going to be in the pocket with the arrow coming out of it. I'm going to select my florets, say okay. And I want to make sure, although right here it says satin, I still like to double check and make sure the satin is selected and select a color. So I'm just going to do a dark blue. And then I'm going to turn on my bucket and tap it. Make sure you tap everything that's aligned. Your leaves are separate from the whole deal, so make sure you tap on them. And then I'm going to select next. And it's going to show me my satin stitch. To me, that's way too thick. So I'm actually going to bring that down to, I'm going to try 0.40 and see how that looks. And maybe go with my density of 110. Okay, that's looking good. And now all I have to do is hit set, okay. And you can see, but let me show you something that can happen. This is just something that does happen. Let me bring it in. Let me bring it into 400. I don't know if you can see that this outline came in not centered. And you can see that my lines are outside. That just means we need to center our designs. So I'm going to zoom out. Let's do 200% so you can see. I'm going to make sure that one of them is selected because now it's a group, right? Or now each time you brought something in, it's a group. So I'm going to make sure there's a red box around something and I'm going to select move and I'm going to hit this little centering key. Then I'm going to select the select key and I'm going to go grab the next one and I'm going to hit center. And if it's still not falling in where it needs to go, this is where you get to move things around. Oops, a little too far, and fit it in there. Why it's doing that, I don't know. But, you know, nothing in the world is perfect. So, oh, wow. Oops, that's not wrong. I want to go back to select. I want to select the top part and look at it. That looks pretty on spot. So I'm going to select OK. Now, the one thing I did forget to add, and I can always go back to add an IQ designer, and I can bring up that shape. Here, we're going to bring up that, or the flowers. I forgot to add an outer box to it because I want an outer box around everything. It's just what I want. And there's my shape, but this is what I'm going to do with my shape. I'm going to turn it back into no sew. I'm just going to use it. Oops, bucket. I'm just going to use it as a boundary right now. So now I can come into my shape, grab my box. There's going to be a box right here, and I can resize it down to whatever I want. So it's like just right on the edge, just kind of there, not really touching it, but just there. There we go. And I'm going to select OK. And I want it to be a satin stitch. And I'll just select a color that's bright. And I'm going to tap my bucket and just tap the outside line now. Select next. I do want to change the density. I'm sorry, the width. So I'm going to go to point. I really like the 0.060 for these tiny blocks. And hit set. Do my density to 110. Say OK. And now I could have done that earlier, but I just forgot about it. But now I can still add it on. And there we go. Now I have my little design with the little box. I think that's kind of cute. I'm going to go back in and redo this one and get really picky with it. But you can see how cute that is. Oh, let me zoom in because I don't know if you can really see. You can't really see the stitches. But if I zoom in, you might be able to see them a little bit more there. I chose a bad color for that, but you can see my fills right there. Pretty cute, huh? Where did you get your sewing spools on your machine? Right here. These are, you'll have to ask your dealer for them. They are Baby Lock vinyl stickers that you can get through your dealers. They are so cute. I don't know if I have any more here. I don't even know where mine are. But there are, let me show you a couple others here. I'm gonna move my camera just a little. So get with your Baby Lock dealer and said, hey, there are some Baby Lock vinyl stickers. And I know because a Baby Lock educator told me about them, and you can order them through Baby Lock. So see, this is not great lighting, but there's my quilt block, and my favorite one is the heart with the stitches. And then there's a bunch of them that come in a pack. And a couple weeks ago when we did our giveaway, I gave away a couple of them to a couple of lucky people. So when I do giveaways, I'll make sure to stock those up so I can throw them into my giveaways. Cute, huh? All right. Oh, hey, we're back. So see, that's really easy. And it's a really good way to practice using your fills because you're using multiple of them. Really fun, really cute. You can make anything. This could be like a little mug rug. I don't know. But I really want to get back into taking time to sew where I can take my excuse me, guys, my UFOs and get them back. So let me see if there was any questions. Oh, how do I do that? Oh, there we go. Do I have any? Oh, you mean at the shop? No, we would have to order them, Diane. Just send me a message and I'll make sure. Cindy, you could probably just call a Baby Lock dealer. Just call a Baby Lock dealer around the country somewhere and see. I mean, you can call us if you want, and I'll be at work tomorrow. It's called Bernina Connection. So yes, we sell Berninas and Baby Locks. So Bernina Connection, you can call me if you can't get them. Thanks, Ronnie. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I had to get it cut. It was terrible. Okay. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you like it. Hey, Rose, glad you're making it. Hey, Teresa, glad you made it. Oh, okay. I'm going back through them. So Cindy said you could put a letter in the middle of this design. Cute. That'd be really cute. Drop a little monogram in there. Us Southern girls love our monograms. We love our letters. So yes. Excuse me. Yeah, and EQ, do I have it on my computer right now? Let me see. I mean, if y'all, is everybody, what is that? Hold on. I'm trying to see if I have my EQ uploaded here. I don't. EQ8 is a really cool design, or excuse me, a quilt block design program, and it's called Electric Quilt. But we all call it EQ8 because that's the latest version. If you just look it up, you'll find it. It's not a very expensive designing software for making quilts. And I mean, it'll give you I mean, like how to cut this and the size of this and all that. Now it goes really detailed, but that's how I build when I make my paper. You can design your own paper piecing patterns. And when I design paper piecing patterns, I use that program. And it's not very expensive. I can't remember, I got it a couple years ago, but it's not $2,000. Let's put it that way. So you can totally, look that up. It's a cool program if you do a lot of quilts. But what Diane was saying is, because you design the blocks with lines just that look exactly like what we used earlier, you could design anything and then you can save it and then bring it over here and fill it in. So you can make your own. Mindy, you lost your mind about, have fun with your cornet. That's awesome. That's really cool. You didn't lose your mind. You have fun, girl. You do you. Okay, well, that's what I had for you today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and learned a little bit of something. It's a lot of fun. I'm obsessed with fills, so I kind of can't help it. But yeah, thank you guys again for coming today and every other time you have come. Now, let me see something. I've been wanting to check something that I need to look at. We are at about 2,800 of 2,800,000 2,800 members right now of our little group. So at 3,000, we will do another big giveaway. And maybe I can get some of my friends in on that, some of my quilty friends in on that. And so go and share with your friends the group. If they ask to join, make sure that they answer the questions. Just tell them, say, hey, there's going to be some questions. You answer those, because if you don't answer any questions, unfortunately, I won't let you in, because I don't know if you're a spammer or your friend is a spammer or not. I want this to be a safe space for us. So make sure to invite some friends, because very soon we could be having another big giveaway. So, and it'll be a big one. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys all for the kind words. We really appreciate it. And we'll keep you abreast. And hope you have a great week coming up. And I'll see you same bat time, same bat place. And I hope you guys enjoy your week. Have a good one. And remember to always shop local, shop small. And I will see you next week. Bye.